let's get this party started, man. 'Tis the season. All right, it's the end of the year, which means that we're all happier because it's the end of the year. And what that also means is that since it's the end of the year, there's not as much drama because we're all a little bit happier. And that means we get to experiment by looking at some interesting stuff that maybe I wouldn't necessarily look at. And now we get to look at this. So this is from Foreign Friday. I feel like I've looked at this guy before. Oh, yeah. I've seen this guy a few times. I'm surprised he only has... Oh, this must be a second account. I don't know. Probably. Anyway, either that or he just looks similar to other people. Anyway, I'm curious about this. It's about Adin Ross. It's called The Trauma Stuff of Adin Ross. I heard that Adin Ross got Jack Doherty unbanned. Why are these people... Like, I feel like there should be some kind of legality. I don't know. When it comes to Jack Doherty crashing his car and live streaming him doing illegal texting and driving. I know that we all occasionally text and drive. It's not good. But I mean, if this guy's consistently doing it, I feel like, come on. And why wouldn't the platform in of itself correct that behavior? But whatever. Let's get this party started, baby. Let's get going.
I'm going home. If I can get home, I'm done.
That is the sound of a man.
Oh, is that the dude that Adin Ross promised that he'd pay like $70K to if he stayed in the hurricane? And then Adin Ross like, nah, JK, LOL. I'm not going to do that anymore. Wild work, man.
Clinging to a tree in a sea.
That's got to be illegal, no? To like incentivize somebody to do something deadly and dangerous.
Of torrential rain from Hurricane Milton. And you may ask, why is he in the second most intense tropical storm to ever be recorded in the Gulf of Mexico?
It's because the Democrats have a weather control machine. All right. They're controlling the weather with a machine. Which I've heard a little bit about online. What I find funny, though, is I hear a lot of conservatives say that there is no climate. We don't have any control over the climate. All of a sudden, though, now we do. I don't know. Sounds confusing.
The man say, you know what? Instead of telling them not to go there,
hey,
I can tell them to go there and I will pay them.
Is that my friends in Paris?
Them to do it. Adin Ross is the author of many...
Dude, this is like an acid trip, this video. This is wild.
Not tragedies, by the way. Such as him being racist towards Indians.
Why are there so many Indians in Canada?
Are there a lot of Indians in Canada? I thought I was... I always thought... I didn't realize that when I'm on the phone with customer support, I was talking to a Canadian.
Or him being racist towards himself.
Okay, I'll be real. Guys, listen. I'm Jewish. You guys know that. Walker was a great leader.
Well, I think Adin Ross really... I don't know if Adin Ross is like legitimately racist or if he's just a goofball that's looking for attention, And I really don't know the difference. I don't know.
But what if I told you that it gets far worse?
I will human traffic your mother, Adin. Don't...
Hold on, can I go back? I need to start pre-watching my screen for your protection. I'm already gone. Today we traverse the terrible trend of the new trauma pornography.
Damn. Wild work, brother. Thank you for the $5 from IRS6 Ice Clan. Okay, incredible. My pod of my dorm got nicknamed the Diddy Pool. Okay, I'm gonna read this. The Diddy Pod because someone was going into people's dorm and grabbing people's feet or hands. Oh, is that it? Is that as bad as it was? I could have swore Diddy was diddling people, but did he really? Probably. I don't really know.
Every day I see the seas creeping closer to reclaiming what was once theirs. We can very well become Atlantis very quickly if we don't stop playing games. And they playing games out.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Joe Poseidon. He's controlling the weather. Sleepy Joe Poseidon. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, Chuck. They literally playing games. I talking not only Marjorie Taylor Greene condemned over her Helen weather conspiracy theory. Far-right Congressman... The Guardian saying this? Wow, amazing. Wow, I didn't expect that. Far-right Congresswoman says that they control the weather as top disaster relief officials decry...
That's what I told... What did I just tell you, brothers? What did I just tell you? They control the goddamn weather now. They can control the goddamn weather, these motherfuckers. I told you, dude. This is so ridiculous. I made the mistake the other day. I had a party. It was called a Super Bowl, but S-O-U-P. Super. It's pretty fun. My wife and I had a lot of fun. We threw it, hosted at our house. It was fantastic. She has an old grandmother, and you already know where this story is going. And, she likes Trump, and I think it's because, she's getting a little older, and, she's struggling. She's struggling, you know what I'm saying? She fell pretty bad last year and hit her head, so well, obviously we still love her very much. But I sat down and I said, she has a little house in Florida, right? So I said to her, I said, what do you think about Sleepy Joe Poseidon? Because that's just the funniest thing to me right now is Joe Poseidon. Controlling the weather. And she's like, I really think that he did. And she started going off on a tangent about how they're trying to split Florida in half to sink it. And I was like, I hope they do, because everybody there is terrible. And then she stopped talking about the topic. And so that's called disarming. It's called disarming your opponent. When you say something absolutely wild and outrageous and they just don't know what to say, so they stop talking. I want to reiterate, I love her. I love my grandmother-in-law. But again, sometimes you have to disarm everybody. You know, sometimes everybody needs to be disarmed. Same thing when she criticized my beard. She likes it when I cut it short. So she's like, oh, you didn't cut your beard short for me. And I said, I don't want to get you too excited. A little flirtatious. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? So
Prize those false claims. Marjorie is claiming that the libs are causing the weather. We, the developing world, we hold the consequences for their choices. The time to have done something was years before, but the second best time to do
is this like a plug for his Patreon or something? What the fuck is this about?
is now. I mean, we could laugh about Marjorie Taylor Greene, whatever her name is. We could laugh at this, right? But what's so sinister about what she's saying? It totally neglects the way how hurricanes are.
It's kind of weird to have to be like white with the last name Margarine. You know what I mean? It's a little interesting. That'd be like if your last name was Jemima or something as a black person. You know what I mean? It's just like an interesting... Is that racist? I don't know.
Affected.
Thank you so much for $5 from Jack Esposito. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Let's honor Miguel. What the fuck? Trujillo's? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Fight for the native voting rights and pray for Saint Cateries. Dude, I can't even say English names. Protection of all Indigenous people. Well, you know what? God bless you. I agree, Jack. I agree. I love you. I appreciate that.
By climate change.
I'm just getting older and I can't pronounce things, and I'm so sorry, everybody.
What fuels?
But I'm starting to give up, you know.
And like I say, I'm from the Bahamas. I've seen Hurricane Dorian. This hits close to home and near the bone. And what fuels a hurricane is sea surface temperature. And that's exactly what we've been cranking up. Oceans have absorbed way more heat than atmosphere. And this year in particular, the Atlantic has been far more warmer than normal. Milton was predictable. We should have seen it coming. Okay. But what may be different in this case is the fact that it following so soon after Hurricane Helen. And like a lot of people were wrapped up in that news cycle, or they were fatigued by keeping...
You guys ever wonder what would happen if people didn't build their houses right in the eye of storms? It's an interesting concept, isn't it?
Tracking natural disasters, but this is exactly what we need to expect moving forward. The clustering of extreme events like hurricanes, but not only hurricanes, droughts, floods, all of that. That's what really worries me, because it's one thing to have disaster response ready.
The one thing that makes me a little less worried about climate change, because it's obviously very real. I mean, like from a commonsensical perspective, if you're not going to sit in your car with your exhaust funneled into your mouth, you should probably know that it's not exactly good, for the atmosphere. Either. If it's not good for your mouth, it's probably not good for the ozone layer, right? The good thing is, though, is that like the first countries to get hit in any serious capacity by these hurricanes are going to be third world countries. And so, like, if you don't live there, you can rest easy and go, wow, this is terrible. Let's start now slowly while these other people get devastated. Then again, I imagine if these third world countries do start getting devastated by these different climate impacts, more than we're going to want to come up here and live here, right? So conservatives, let's think about this from a racism point of view. We should stop climate change to keep certain individuals, right, out of our country. So if you guys think about it, maybe we do need to stop climate change. Keep them back in their country. Look at that. You can always find a great argument as to why you should protect the world. Right? It's incredible. Thank you so much for $5 from Jackie Love. Don't spend it all on place, big boy. Thank you.
For one event, but to have it ready for back-to-back events. If America sneezes, we die. The global south is where the majority of impacts are felt. And it's one of the things that makes climate change so hard to tackle for some folks, because if it was a problem that disproportionately affected white people, it would have probably already been solved. Let's be real.
I guess so. I mean, you could just say the Western world. I'm just going to be real with you. I don't really think black people or other people really give too much of a shit about climate change either. You know what I mean? I understand racism and historic systemic racism. But, maybe it's just my white fragility And I think it's okay, by the way. I was told I need to express my feelings by the women. I'm trying, making progress. But I've never met a black person who cares about climate change. I'm going to be absolutely real with you. I don't really meet black people. I tend to cross the street when I see them, but I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I feel like a lot of especially old people, don't give a shit about fucking climate change, man. It's an unfortunate reality.
But the fact of the matter is, most of the global north is insulated from the effects of these natural disasters. And we don't make the connection that climate change is a continuation of colonial violence.
I don't know, man. I think at this point, the United States is one of the absolute smallest producers of climate change. However, historically, my understanding is we've pumped more CO2 into the air through like the Industrial Revolution than any other country has in the world. And I could be wrong about that. I saw that like a while ago. But we've dumped a lot of ass poison into the atmosphere. So, it's not a bad idea to lead by example, especially since we're pretty badass.
The pattern is basically the same. Rich countries continue to extract value from poor countries and then either don't feel the negative consequences or choose to look away. Everyone's favorite yamhead, Adin Ross.
All right, we done?
When I saw this last night...
Oh, I thought we were going to the Adin... Oh, this is all part of Adin Ross.
I swear, bro, I thought my hemorrhoids was coming back on. For those of you who are healthy, well-adjusted people who don't know who this man is, let me inform you some background information on Adin Ross. He came up off of playing 2K and GTA. He used to stream that online. And he used to stream with a black scent that only rivals Ariana Grande herself. Yes, Lord. Hell no. And for context,
I want to hear it. If you're going to tell me he's got a black scent, let's hear it. Maybe it's good, man. Maybe it's good.
Adin is not black. I don't even think that's a mix. The only person that he could be mixed with is...
Did he just put a donkey meme on the screen?
And on his grandma's side, he has 2 Jewish parents. But that has not stopped him from being extremely anti-Semitic. I don't know if I could even play this. This is true. There are black Jews. I was trying my best not to get into this because then I know them.
Yep, Lenny Kravitz is best known for the Hunger Games movies. And he did some singing event at some point as well.
Might be some Hebrew Israelites inside here, and Lord knows I cannot have that smoke right now, Dre. All intents and purposes, this is not a black man, okay? Let's not be pedantic up inside here. I am a pedant. This is not a black man. Now, Sneeko, unfortunately, is black. I don't say that too loud, When that part of the song come up, I turn it down when I remember that Sneeko is not only black, but he's also of Haitian descent, which is very unfortunate.
Okay, I'm real. Guys, listen. I'm Jewish. You guys know that. He was a great leader.
Hold on. Let me wheel it back. Wheel it back. Because I didn't watch the clip, right? I just saw the tweet name. Also the weird...
Found it interesting because I saw that Sneeko was pretending to retire from content creation or whatever. And the reason I find that interesting is because he's just going on Adin Ross' stream more and more as he pretends that he's not one of those like performative online people who are trying to make this type of content for attention or whatever, right? Like that's his big thing. But I'm pretty sure, like he talks about how his content's like important and he's trying to educate the world and blah blah blah. And now he's going to retire for XYZ. I tend to not believe it. He's been sitting there hanging out with Adin Ross, which is really just like a reality TV show kick streamer. That's really what Adin Ross boils down to. Sneeko does as well. He's still trying to like patrol those spaces. So
your argument was, would you rather have your wife? Okay, I'm real, guys. Listen, I'm Jewish.
Anytime when you see someone talking about they about to be real, expect that person to either be not real or expect them to be extremely anti-Semitic.
That was a great leader.
Boost, thank you for the $2 from Hogsicle. If you love your wife so much, why don't you marry her? That's fucking actually true, dude. I'm gonna marry her later.
What he did was wrong. I obviously it's for real. What he did was wrong.
It's bad when you got Sneeko face checking you. Bruh. Sneeko's face is saying, damn, dude said the quiet part out loud. Oh God.
Also, the weird argument was that would you rather have your wife? Okay, I'm real, guys. Listen, I'm Jewish. You guys know that. Was a great leader. What he did was wrong. I obviously it's for real. What he did was
well, Sneeko doesn't even think that Hitler did that to that many Jewish people. Like he's actually like dumb as dog shit.
He killed innocent people, but he was a good leader. Like at the end of the day, like take it with a grain of salt with what I'm saying. Like,
but that's not even true. He just wanted to glaze him. Dog just wanted to glaze him. Have you?
There's really no way to have a conversation about the potential effectiveness of leadership that Hitler is without trying to anti-Semitic dog whistle. Like there is a world where you could sit down and say like, Germany was in a pretty rough spot, like from a depression perspective. And he was able to pull them out of that, right? You wouldn't really call that person a great leader. having that conversation, the way I said, it's not the same as saying, well, he's a great leader. He wants people to he wants to try to play in plausible deniability, being like, well, I didn't say he was good, while saying that he was good to pander to a particular audience for attention. Like, that's pretty much what it boils down to. So I guess the good thing is that a lot of white supremacists and anti-Jewish people and all that, they're starting to align with Adin Ross, which means that their brains are rotting even further, and they're becoming even less of a threat to the world. So there's some positive news.
You ever read his text? We had to read it. It's literally just dribble. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It was just like a bunch of different vignettes of him trying to connect Jewish folkdom to everything. Despite trying to just glaze Dolphy out here, young Dolph.
No, he was.
He did ruin that name for everybody. It's not a bad name. It's just like, now you can't name your kid that. It's like, come on, bro. You really fucking ruined that.
No, he literally was. Like,
even, I feel like, is Sneeko checking him?
No, he was. No, he literally was. Like, he made a vast majority of people all stand by him, and he ruled almost every. He almost had Russia too. He almost took out all these countries, bro.
This is the person that we're dealing with. As you can see, this is a man that is xenophobic, racist against his own self. He's also naturally as predictable as the sun and my cock rising simultaneously. He is also anti-black.
Bro, is this how his fucking is this how like new like Gen Alpha his content's always been? This is wild editing. It's almost too much stimulation for me.
I thought slaves were. I knew every country had slaves, but I thought slavery was in the United States. Like, I thought that's why Abraham Lincoln he's a U.S. president and he like banned slavery. What? No, he did. That's what he did.
I wish I was that confident to get in a room with a race and be racist towards them.
I'm not really understanding what makes that racist. It just sounds like Adin Ross is just being stupid, and he's like, I thought that only the United States had race. I don't really understand what's happening.
That is a level of confidence reserved for an aggressively mid-white man. He's also racist towards, yes, you guessed it.
Why are there so many Indians in Canada?
Hold on.
A popular streamer who recently moved to Canada is facing backlash over a controversial video.
Why are there so many Indians in Canada?
Just came out the gates of the bro.
Oh, God.
Why are there so many Indians in Canada? What am I missing here? Can somebody please explain why the fuck there's so many Indians here?
But Lil Wayne said gangsters don't die, they get rich and they move to Miami. Adin Ross gets rich, says xenophobic, anti-Semitic, transphobic, homophobic.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that on the tail end of that, Adin Ross would try to say something racist, but I don't understand what makes it racist just to ask that question, like, fundamentally speaking. So far, this just sounds like Adin playing into his character of being stupid. Like, he's being stupid. He's like, oh, I thought only America had slaves. Like, he's acting dumb on purpose, right? Like, I don't know, he's pretending he doesn't know. Yeah, that's like his character of being stupid. That's like when he would do all the gay shit. He's pretending that like he doesn't realize that he's being gay or something. It's all for attention. It's to make himself like a clown for like attention. But I don't know what makes it like racist necessarily. Maybe I'm just wrong, but
Homophobic, everything phobic statements, and then moves to Canada. He also endorsed Donald Trump.
He just interviewed Donald Trump and endorsed him in front of all of his fans and said the reason he's endorsing Trump is because Joe Biden banned abortion. Guess what? It was Donald Trump. This guy, I mean, I can't even believe this. So Donald Trump appointed the 3 Supreme Court justices that overruled and overturned Roe v. Wade, which was what protected.
Well, he did it because he's a useful idiot, and he was able to get Trump on his stream, and to him that's an epic W win. So
A woman's right to choose in America. It's gone because of Donald Trump's 3 Supreme Court justices.
This is the type of man that we're dealing with. Is a man that is guided solely by clicks. His North Star is clicks. What can I do to get people to engage with the nonsense that I do?
I will human traffic your mother, Adin. Don't.
Hold on, can I go back? I need to start pre-watching my screen.
I mean, he quite literally would, yeah. I mean, he seems to human traffic a lot of people, so.
For your protection. I'm already gone. Y'all could be saved. But not any longer, because I mean, y'all have already heard what man has said. Why is man doing this with his shirt off?
Don't make me your mom. Don't.
This is a good question. Nobody asked me about if I wore a shirt in my old TikToks, though. Nobody asked that question. Okay, I was hot. I got out of work. Okay. Is long form content looks like this? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I think this is his second channel, right? Like he has like a more video essayist channel. This is kind of more of like a more like reaction kind of like shit posting thing. Not in a bad way, you know. Kind of like my TikTok is.
Don't make me do it.
I think pretending you're unaware of obvious oppression and atrocities for your bit could be considered racist. Maybe. I mean, maybe I'm a little biased because I feel like sometimes some of my jokes, like some of the jokes I make, are like, oh, I'm a stupid white man, and I like a lot of the jokes unironically, a lot of the jokes that I make are like, oh, I'm dumb and white. Like, I'll just say something like ignorant. And sometimes I am legitimately just ignorant, just to be clear. Not all of it is, you know. But I'll say something like ignorant. And I'm like, you know, it's a little bit of the bit. Like, it's funny when a white guy's stupid, you know? It's like the Jamie Kennedy experiment, whatever the fuck it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. The bit can be funny sometimes. So maybe that's what it is for me. So maybe I'm a little biased. I'm also a white Jew. You know, maybe we gotta stick together. You know, this way we got you know, I don't want to get my membership revoked by the Illuminati Council. I'm just kidding. So I'm just kidding. That's not real at all. Okay, stop. Don't hate me for the color of the food I eat, which is usually brown because it's rye bread. I love a good Jewish rye, honestly. It's actually fucking incredible. Like, come on. Talk about innovation, am I right?
I'll find her and I'll
Yeah,
make
but
it.
I'm actually funny. Maybe that's what it is. That's true. That's a good point. I appreciate that. Especially coming from a black person, I think. For the sake of this argument, I'm going to say that. Okay? Don't worry.
Real. So stick to your words. I will human traffic your mother, Adin. Don't f with me. Yet.
That was a joke. Misogyny is a bonding practice amongst men. Some take it to the extent of doing it in
True.
practice. Of course, like
Honestly.
you all know of, you know, trains, like when doing
I fucking love trains, dude. I like dinosaurs more. You know what was kind of badass? I went to a train museum in Pennsylvania last time I went there. And when I went there was this young kid, had to be like 8 years old, and he's sitting on a steam engine train, right? I think these are out of service now. And he's piloting. He's not piloting it, but he's like explaining what every fucking lever does. There's like 40 levers. I'm like, this is like the most awesome type of autism ever. And like, I used to be the same thing with fucking dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. I would tell you everything about dinosaurs. I forgot it all. I think there was a different person piloting my body at that point. And it was just so fucking badass, you know? It's just so bad. What happened? You guys lost me? Sorry for the technical difficulty. Let's get back into it.
trains on gals. Train, I mean, is fine so long as it's consenting people, but the way the men contextualize and discuss trains is more so a debasement, communal debasement of a woman's body they're taking part in. Together, mind you. It ain't so much as the gal being there, it's really you bonding with the brethrens, with your so cork to cork, bark bark, y'all
Oh, what did I miss? I know my internet went out for a second, but I feel like, what point is this guy making?
into that. That's fine. Go on. All that to say that I still, as a cishet man, like I understand, like I've engaged in problematic practices pertaining to misogyny. I have
It's only problematic if the women start complaining. That's all I have to say.
to check myself and my sexism, my latent sexism all the time, especially my benevolent one. But like, I have never said anything like this to my brethren. Bro, it don't make no sense, chat. Am I tripping? That is the
You never said like you want to fuck your friend's mom or something, dude? No, I'm just kidding. That's obviously quite a bit different from that.
man that we are dealing with. A man that has gotten close to someone like Andrew Tate in order to advance his own career. I genuinely, to hold some space
Well, yeah, that's how it's been from the start, no? Like, it's pretty, well known.
for Adin, weirdly enough, because I am an empathetic being, I do believe that it's simply for the fact that he saw Andrew Tate as someone that getting close to him might be an expedient for his own career. Because that goes
I'm sure that's a factor. I also think Adin Ross is a young and stupid person. Even if he plays up his stupidity, he's still very stupid. And part of him probably thought Andrew Tate was cool. I think that's part of it. He probably thought he was a cool guy because he's charismatic and he's, I guess, conventionally attractive. I guess. I don't know. And I think that, that was before, obviously, all the proof that he's a sex trafficking rapist. That's very much out there. And so he's like, oh, he's a cool guy. I think that's really what a lot of it boils down to. I think there's that coolness factor for him. He's like, oh, wow, this is a real man to him, So unfortunate, but probably the reality.
goes in line with everything else that he's done. Anti-Semitism, racism, homophobia, everything you have it has not necessarily been at his core being a situation of him being all of these types of phobics, but more so phobic being an advantageous thing, an advantageous role to presume in order to gain closer to things that you want. Because
I suppose so. I mean, I don't want to rule out the fact that he is like he's a young man with edgy young boy humor, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like I think that's also another reality, is that he's a young man with edgy young boy humor. And part of the way that he operates is in that capacity as a young, edgy kid.
Unfortunate
Am I gonna die again?
is that
Oh my
being
God.
phobic is not counterculture,
fuck
as a lot of these conservatives then would say that are also phobic. It is not this free-thinking reality and experience that a lot of them would make it seem. They have their opinions and they're going against the grain. No. In fact, they
Well, no, it's just like that sheep in the opposite direction type thing, right? Like it's like, oh, I just believe in whatever the opposite of what like I'm told to believe in. It's not any more intelligent. It's just the same thing. Like a lot of people, I would say on the left, they have beliefs that they don't necessarily have fleshed out. I think it's just people in general. But the reality is people on the left tend to be more right about their beliefs, whether you want to listen to it or not. But it is the truth. But they don't understand why, and it's the same thing here. It's just like sheep in the opposite direction type deal. Like, oh, whatever they're saying, I'm just going to say the opposite.
They are the grain itself. They are the fibers of society. It is nothing more popular to be traditional. And to be traditional in today's society is to align yourself with cis heteronormative values. And unfortunately, we have associated those
You mean being based?
values to be phobic of everything that is not a particular experience of humanhood. Anytime
I guess maybe.
when I go into the store, if I'm trying to like ingratiate myself to the people around me in the Bahamas, the easiest way to do it is literally just say God is good. Just saying that, out of nowhere, you will have people coming out of the woodworks, people coming out of the bathroom, people coming from behind the counter, your store clerks, your janitors, the people, the owner itself. They will literally come, and in response to you saying God is good, they will respond all the time.
Very cool. It's like God bless you, man. It's, it's like when you sneeze, just sneeze. God bless you.
It is so easy. It is so easy, and people don't realize how exploitable that is. How easy it is for me to forge a connection just by saying that. Immediately, I've established a value connection that you can immediately buy into, so you can believe whatever you need to of me. And this is the reason why the good, God-fearing people often do get taken advantage of. It's the way how the Lucayans lost all of their land. Christopher Columbus came with the Bible, and the Lucayans took the Bible, and he left with the land. Here we are, reacting to XQC, reacting to Adin Ross.
All right, and then we got Papa Gut reacting to Foreign Fridays, reacting to XQC, reacting to Adin Ross. And so now we're really just fucking gooning to the next level, baby.
And if you all know XQC, apart from him also saying he could buy his whole bloodline, apparently it is alleged that Adin Ross was specifically telling one person on stream that he will pay them $70,000 to go live stream the hurricane. And he wasn't making that an open invitation to everybody. To be fair, it sounds as though he was speaking directly to someone in front of his audience. And then an unfortunate person took that as an open invitation. And this is what basically happened.
Oh, is it like a vague thing that's like, hey guys, I'll give you 70 grand to do this, and then this guy was like, oh, I'll take that, and he just decided to be fucking stupid? Oh, well, if that's the case, then you're kind of just a moron.
When Adin Ross gets in front of a bunch of impressionable people, and unfortunately some people that think that they could probably change their material conditions by pursuing a very dangerous, very, very dangerous reward.
Included from slots yesterday, and for the last 12 hours my brain has been going schizo and I can see numbers everywhere. Wish me luck, chat. This gonna be hard. Happy 50 months sex.
Wait, so guys, somebody ask Ada right now.
Feels Rain Man.
Are we locking in $10,000, yes or no? Are we locking?
Oh, 07 moist critical.
Oh my God.
Seems like that guy's getting some attention regardless there, huh? Okay.
No.
So it seems as though, okay, this is a very damning time to pause the video, but you literally have this up here too. Should not be surprised that if you breed an environment where your shtick is anti-Semitism, that you get people being anti-Semitic towards you as well. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like I Show Speed, unfortunately. Like, he was, for a while, and I don't think he does it as much anymore because of this, but for a while he was, like, leaning really heavily into, like the racist comments, and, like, he would lean into the meme, and I think that it got to a point where it was actually, like, upsetting him. I remember listening to something like that, and he's kind of dialed it down on the amount of, leaning into the racist memes because of it, but Adin Ross just continues to push forward with it and makes no adjustments. Because this is really like the audience that he has left and that he appeals to, which is just like fucking legitimately bigoted people. Not the cool kind of bigoted people that just do it for fun, okay?
What's just as sad, if not sadder, is the fact that you have this guy that seems to be named Mike Smalls Jr., who's also a streamer, that basically went out into the storm trying to get the $70K that Adin Ross had teased.
Yeah, well, I feel like that you're a fucking idiot if you do that. You know what I mean? Like, how much of that's your responsibility for just being an absolute dumb piece of shit for doing some insane shit like that?
To his audience. I don't even know if he's begging or if he's just like hyping it up, which gets me into like this weird conundrum where you don't know if he is a participant or a victim, and if he's a victim, then to who? Because you hear him saying chat, like ask Adin to lock in the 70K. I am
well, I mean, either way, he's getting paid. Like, the chat's watching him do this. I don't know how serious the invitation was from Adin Ross to go and, like, you know, pretend to die in the middle of a fucking storm. I really have no idea. But like right now, he's able to be like, hey, I'm doing the challenge, yada, yada, yada. And he gets to look, you know, he's getting people to like actually engage with his content, because you can see the live stream chat is going fucking ballistic. So I'm sure he caught a bag off that. It's just pathetic that people want to do that. And it's also interesting that like most people who stream have no actual, like, there's nothing really to them. And I don't like, I'm not mean to brag. I think that people watch me for like a reason. They like my commentary, right? Like, they sit down, watch my commentary. I'm generally pretty calm, cool, collected, sexy, of course, beautiful, handsome. But there's a lot of streamers, and like Jack Doherty's one of them, right? And like even Adin too. There's nothing of value being produced other than just being so insane and obnoxious that they have to continuously bump it up a notch. You know, and that's what this guy is. So what ends up happening is, even if they do end up, you know, packing on and get popular for a particular thing, they have to lean into that thing, which is shock value, and they continuously lean to shock value over and over again, or else they lose relevancy. So
reconciling with the emotion of feeling for this nigga. Feeling remorse for the fact that at some point, whether it be clout or currency, that got him out of his, I hope, safe accommodation and then go directly into a hurricane. Is it because he was streaming and he just wanted to be signal boosted by Adin in his pursuit for the money? Or was it the money himself? Like, you are part of the problem and a victim of the problem at the same time. He low-key sounds like a little bit scared, but at this point, the lines are so blurred because of the media.
Do we fucking seriously go down again? All right, I've been having like internet problems for the past like 3 hours. Finally got through to Verizon, and they're like, "Oh, this is a problem in your area." Cool. So I'm just gonna do this offline. I have like in and out internet, so let's do it.
Medium itself, it's important to mention that this is on Kick and Rumble. It's founded by and a part of a gambling institution, and this man is gambling his life.
Based, am I right, guys?
Excluded from slots yesterday, and for the last 12 hours my brain has been going schizo and I can see numbers everywhere.
To mention schizo, very ableist term, chat.
Wish me luck, chat. This is gonna be,
I suppose it is, you know.
hard.
I'm still fighting for the R slur. Like, let's worry about that one first before we go after schizo, you know what I mean?
Be 50 months X.
Wait, so guys, somebody ask Adin right now.
Feels Rain Man.
Are we locking in $10,000? Yes or no? Are we locked? Oh,
07 moist critical.
Oh my God, no! Yo, Adin, are we locking in $10,000 or what? Yes or no? Hurry up! I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, man, it's pretty dark. It's pretty dystopian. I ain't gonna lie. You get me? Like, I can't lie. It's hella dystopian thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the Adin thing was like very off budget. When I was saying off budget, it was just very vague. Like, oh, guys, I'll give somebody a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if it was an offhand thing or like an official, because I would imagine it wasn't official, I guess. I mean, I thought it was, but I guess it wasn't. It was just more of like a ha-ha, kind of like an idiot thing to say, which still shouldn't have been said. And then some fucking moron decided to jump on that and try to get famous off of it like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, to see a black man clinging to what seems like a telephone pole, begging this person who has already demonstrated that he has absolutely no resolve or altruism for any other human being other than himself. Maybe not even himself, but simply for clicks. And you know what's dark about this as well? You got
I guess that guy's skin, huh?
XQC.
Sorry.
His face here, watching, like looking down at this man's hand.
I'm done.
XQCL.
I'm done. Fuck.
Is this guy dumb or what?
I'm done. Listen, I'm going home. If I can get home, I'm done.
That's not weird. Adin saying he's not giving him
Paying me. What the?
Yeah, he finds out that Adin is not gonna pay him.
What?
48 months. Wow. Champ, wow. XQCL, have a great day, everyone. Don't be like this guy. Z.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, this is Adin Ross actually commenting on the guy's stream, saying, evacuate, bro. The 70K was intended to sweat a god and Sam Bond, not you. You need to evacuate.
Why would it be for anybody? Like, what a stupid idea to give somebody to... I mean, if I'm understanding it correctly, that the money was like, hey, I'll give you such and such amount of money if you weather the storm. Why incentivize anybody to engage in such inappropriate behavior? I don't know.
Evacuate, bro. The 70K was in Bear Buck is Adin Ross's loser aggregate friend too. Regardless if real or not, the very fact that like there's debate about it also breeds an environment where other people can very well try it. Manufactured or not, it's going to have irrevocable damage and repercussions on people that are real. What is real for sure is that this is trauma pornography. What is real is that you have a person like Adin Ross of much means, much more means than many people would ever be able to imagine. Manufacturing of
I think I can imagine it, but I don't think I'll ever have it.
events, game shows, reality shows that can put people in danger, as well as put black folks in particular right now, as you can see, or people that are marginalized enough to fall for the bait to feel as though that they could actually go out and try to get whatever grand prize that.
I mean, maybe. Listen, it's possible. I understand like the general argument. Like there's people that are generally poor are going to feel more pressure to engage in stupid behavior like this. I get it. At the same time, okay. Like, I hate to be that guy, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I understand acknowledging the systemic issue, but sometimes individual people make really stupid individual choices. Going into a fucking hurricane and risking your life is a stupid choice. And regardless of whether Adin Ross gives them money or not, they get to monetize off of that because they're going and doing it, and people are going to donate and be stupid as fuck. So, you know, I don't feel any particular, I don't really feel bad for that person. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a fucking moron, so.
Adin Ross is giving. And those people, the marginalized people, that are falling victim to whatever scam this is that Adin Ross is peddling, manufactured or not, is made into content that XQC can react to. And then I react to. We are now engaging in it. The only thing that makes us different in this case is that we're reacting to it critically and we're discussing the ramifications of it. But make no mistake, it all came back in this kind of human centipede way to a person that is being taken advantage of. A person who thinks that they're getting something, but they're actually the something that is being got.
I mean, I generally agree that Adin Ross shouldn't be implying at all that they'll incentivize really inappropriate, stupid fuck behavior like this. But at the same time, I don't really feel bad for this person for being incredibly stupid. Like, you know, I mean, I doubt that the person is in such dire fucking straits that they need to go be an idiot streamer. Most of the time, these people are just so fucking stupid that they want to do streaming. At the end of the day, I think it's like a bit of both. A bit of both. The responsibility from, you know, everybody around.
He's not the only one. Unfortunately, we also have a person by the name of Lieutenant Dan, who was also being interviewed directly by Adin. Seems like a...
I saw that guy. He got offered like a deal, and the guy said the N-word like almost instantaneously. Like, what a fucking moron, Jesus Christ.
Man of not much means.
Yeah, we got a little bit of...
I think he's just like kind of a little bit of a crazy guy that just didn't evacuate because he thought he'd be fine. Which, by the way, my understanding, and I could be wrong, is that he weathered the storm. So I guess God bless, huh?
Issues going on. But we'll be all right.
Yeah, you're gonna be good, man. Like I said, man, people align, you know, not people, God or higher power, whatever anyone that's watching believes in, you know, there's always a plan. And sometimes, look, you just said, how old are you, 55?
54. I lost my leg when I was 16.
Damn.
Cut it off when I was 18. And
Why? Wait, what the fuck? I need that story.
then when I got married at 19, my life really just...
Wait, what? It seems like a lot of chat already knows. Dixon is already calling it out. JXL is calling it out already. They're turning this into trauma. Instead of the bow chicka wow, you know, type of thing that's going on, you have this situation inside trauma.
Well, I mean, people have always wanted like a nice story of somebody who, oh, this guy's disadvantaged. Like, oh, this is so nice. You know, Adin, you're a good guy for helping him. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing where, like, I remember for a while, Adin had some people with disabilities on his stream, and he was like giving them, I guess, deals maybe even. I remember watching it at first. I'm like, wow, like Aiden's kind of a nice guy. Like he's giving these dudes a chance and everything. And then as you go on, it seems like he's more harvesting them for content than anything else. You know, and Adin just seems to be a shitty guy that doesn't really care about people as much as he cares about how much money he's going to make. Which does not speak well to my people.
Where they put a sad piano behind whatever sad thing is happening on stream. Adin trying to be motivational, talking about, you know, the good thing about God is that, you know, he'll have a plan for you.
You just said, how old are you, 55?
54. I lost my leg when I was 16.
Yeah.
Cut it off when I was 18. I got married at 19. My life really...
He lost it and then found it and then cut it off? That just seems like bad work, brother.
just took a different turn. And then I was diagnosed with cancer when I was
Jesus
30.
Christ.
Dog got a lot going on.
I went through 14 years of cotton addiction because of that.
You know what? After hearing his story, I'll give him the pass. You know what I mean? Just one of the ones that I got from, you know, some very nice individuals. I'll never use it, of course, because I'm a very good person. I've never used that word before. So, yeah.
In 2014, and then been on the street since 2015.
Wow.
So my life has been very eventful, but not in a good way. And
crazy.
Now you're going to make that possible. You're making that possible for me.
That's crazy, man.
That is crazy. I wonder, I need more details, because sometimes people like this are not good people. Not that they're always bad or anything. I'm just saying, yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. You know, man. Look, you've been through so much, and you know, you're still standing, man.
It seems as though him and Adin Ross had struck a deal.
What the fuck is this? It's a Halloween costume? Spooky Annabelle? It's wild work.
Do so much, and you're still standing, man.
It seems as though him and Adin Ross had struck a deal with Lieutenant Dan and Kick to make some things happen for Lieutenant Dan.
Really
I guess good for him though.
good news for you, man.
What is he gonna do though? Like, he withered a storm. What do you do after that? Because if you get a bunch of viewers from like being an idiot and staying inside of a storm, no offense, what do you like? What's the profitability of you after the storm's over? I mean, people were watching you because of that. The chances that this guy has a reasonable personality that people are going to resonate with in any meaningful capacity seems to be slim to none. I could just be wrong. You know, I'm not like like an IRL streamer, so maybe I just don't know what it takes. But it seems like I don't know if I've ever seen an IRL stream that doesn't have to constantly up the ante. And if this guy's ante is sitting in a goddamn storm, hurricane, what do you do from there to like escalate? You know, not that he should. I just mean like, what do you do to stay relevant and actually maintain a job?
Owners of Kick and I, we spoke. I know you're not really aware of it, but it's okay. We're going to help you. I'm going to work with these guys. These guys seem to know you. I'm going to ask how you guys know each other in a few. We were able to come up. I'm going to be able to pay for a boat for you. We're going to get you a nice boat in the range of $50,000 to $100,000. And we're going to get you a full-time Kick deal, which is a live streaming deal where you can stream your entire voyages and all your adventures. And you can have a passive income come in. And you're going to be, you're going to have a Kick deal, man, a live streaming deal. So you can live stream and connect.
It's not really a passive income, right? Because you're actively working at that point.
With the,
and it is harder. It's harder than a real job. Let's just be real here, guys.
Fans all over the world, and they can really see your adventure, man.
Wow. And as many
Adventure Time with, what was his name? Captain Dingle?
other people said inside the chat already, you then come to find out that Adin Ross is taking back whatever deal he had for Lieutenant Dan.
Wait, what?
Adin Ross cancels.
I don't even know what to say.
What exactly is his past? What's the past that he did? Fart or something? I mean, my thing is that like you shouldn't have promised him a deal if you didn't really know his past. I mean, at this point, now you're gonna take it away from him now that you know his past. Like, what's going on? I'm curious though. What is happening?
Real quick, bro. I really don't even know what to say. I sort of got what to say.
We've reached a particular point of content now where it's
Well, what did the guy do that was so bad? I mean, I gotta hear that. You know, what did Dan? Yes, I don't even know. How do you look this up? Some irrelevant person. What is his past?
just extremely manufactured, and content is getting so good that you might not even know when it's manufactured. You might not know when it's real or when it's not. Even streaming. Because people will always say that you can't hide who you are when you're streaming with someone for 12 hours.
No more. He came to me. I never went to him. He offered it to me.
Okay, Lieutenant Dan, Adin Ross taking away everything from him. So what is it that they found out about him? Like, I don't understand.
Never asked for it. So then he turned around and he started singing about my history. Well, you should have did that before you made the offer. You know, if you're worried about your image and who you have working for you.
I mean, I generally agree with that. Like, yeah, you shouldn't have offered him the offer if you didn't know his past already. Like, that just seems like stupid work. But what is the past? TikToker. Adin Ross announced that he no longer aware. First, blah blah blah. However, after 11 rumors circulated that certain heroes had walked away from the deal. Blah 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 blah. Adin Ross announced earlier to no longer offering him the deal, claiming that new plan. I'm planning to giving the lieutenant. I don't understand. What is the reason why? Is there any specifics why? I don't understand. This article doesn't have anything except for Adin took away the deal. What's the specific reason why? Because they seem to imply that they seem to say that they're going to give the deal to somebody else, like a friend of Adin. So at that point, it's like, okay, like that's suspicious.
You should have done your due diligence and looked me up before you made me an offer of $100,000 sign-on bonus, $50,000 a month with a $100,000 boat.
I don't think he promised you that much, but still, okay. I still want to know what this guy's past is.
And I'm gonna let you go because I don't care about that. So I'm gonna tell you
He
this.
took the money away too?
Huh?
He took the $100K?
As far as I know, everything.
Yeah, I think it was like a $50,000 to $100,000 boat plus like a passive income, but.
Oh wow!
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, I didn't ask you for it. You offered it. I agreed to do what you asked me to do. You asked me to be on Kick 100 hours a month. I agreed. I said no problem. I'll do it. I'm down for that.
That's not that bad. 100 hours a month with 25 hours a week.
Agreed. And then all of a sudden, next thing I hear and see on the internet is how you're disgusted with my history and that deal is done.
It is absolutely heinous, Chad. Even that is content. You know, even the fact that you have this.
I wonder if this guy knows what the guy's past is and he's intentionally withholding it, or maybe he just doesn't, because I feel like that's something to bring up. Like, Adin Ross is a shitty person and he shouldn't be offering these deals, but if the guy's like a piece of shit, you know what I mean, like that might be justifiable to take it away. I don't know.
Interview of Dan, like basically talking to someone about the deal falling apart, is simply content to that person. Like the person that said, oh wow, sounded emotionless. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Because it was just someone filming someone that is going through indigent poverty, being absolutely rammed by the ramifications of people that decide people's like him's fate over tea. It all brings it back to hegemony.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's how kind of things have always been, no? Like over tea. I mean, that is to some degree cancel culture. You know, it's, you know, conservatives will complain about it. There are times where it's like it makes sense. Okay. I don't think you should actively cancel somebody, but I have no problem with. I guess it depends on what they did. I have no problem with businesses pulling brand deals or some kind of deal if the person that they were offering it to is a scumbag. Right, so
hegemonic culpability, or more so the lack thereof hegemonic culpability. The people who are most to gain of situations like this, from Adin to the state, pull the strings, or at least have the ability to stop things from happening. They have insulated themselves from culpability. They basically have created an environment of which we now have to just simply reconcile with things happening to us as natural. That's where you get natural disaster from. But it's not fully natural, is it? There are things that can be done, or at least could have been done, to potentially mollify or pacify or make somewhat ameliorate some of these circumstances that we live under. But it's not. Fossil fuels are still being pillared and plundered from the earth. Fracking is happening, damaging ecology beyond repair. And the fact that I live in the global south, or the fact that I live in the developing world, simply means that I have absolutely no autonomy to try to affect change for myself, my child, my family, and their family long after. I don't have that.
Okay. I don't think he's wrong about anything. I just don't really think that these two topics really intertwine in the way that comes off as poetic as he wanted it to be. But, yeah, interesting video. An interesting video.
I'm robbed of the autonomy because someone that clips...
He's not wrong about this. I get that. It just...
us, dwarfs us in size, is making decisions that they can reap the rewards of.
Oh my God.
And all I can do is reap the repercussions of it.
All right. Cool beans.